Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Hungry Hippo Ring. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the consumer of popsicles, Michael Magus. And also joining us today is
the well-known lunatic,
he's a lumberjack and he's okay, Bruce Andrews.
I'm not wearing it.
I was just listening to the audio to make sure everything was good, and it is.
It is. You're going to say,
oh my God, it's Tobias.
I'm not wearing a check shirt, so.
Well, then, perhaps you're a loony.
That's what I said. I'm a nutter.
Exactly.
I'm one of those birds on your $2 bill or coin or whatever it is.
Correct. The second one. Although, didn't they change that to the polar bear? Or am I on drugs?
Well, that's no change.
Correct.
God, this screen
I am of course getting double audio. So, gentlemen, you'll cover this while I figure out how to, not drive myself insane.
You have to come out of the other one, or hit mute in it.
I did try hitting mute in that, and it did not work.
Have you tried muting the YouTube video?
So you're watching YouTube, then yeah, you will have sound.
Ah, yes. I forgot I had the YouTube video up. Like, I am a genius.
Technical wizard.
As much of a genius as I am.
Next thing you know, he'll be walking around with no legs, just like he was previously.
And using his sideburns to flap in the air and fly.
Correct.
All right. Well, then I am all good to go. And ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Nürburgring. Or not Nürburgring, Hungaroring. Pardon me. The Hungary one, not the German one.
Yeah.
God, you never listen.
Indeed.
Even with double audio, you still doesn't understand what I'm saying.
Well, actually, I think with double audio, it's less likely that I actually understand anything you said, if we're being honest.
It will double. Is this same for you guys, or is this really a very fuzzy picture?
It is a very fuzzy picture. Unfortunate. This is what happens when I can only boost it up in Discord to 720p. That's the problem.
It's usually better than this in 720p.
Yeah, I would have thought it would be better than this, but like it never really got better than this last time. So, I mean, I can see on the YouTube, everything is fine. Everything looks pretty for the viewers. It's,
that's
what matters.
Yeah, if we ever get any viewers, it's got to make sure that they're clear.
Well, we got viewers over at the ESR. We have RC Gingerbach and we have Mischief in the chat.
Right.
And they've already accused Mio of several war crimes.
I mean, that's a given. They always accuse me of this.
I mean, I've got a channel of my own, and I never get any viewers when I'm live. I may get one or two, spend 10 minutes in there, but after the event. The thing is, I stream about 3 hours at a time.
So, after enjoying the loveliness of practice at the end there, I got to watch the timing screens. I can tell you that Tobias Thierolf was the fastest. That's not a shock. And second was his fellow countryman, Dirk Reschel. So we're looking at probably some German, high-end Germany today. Although Antonio Costa, oh, there we go. Thierolf takes pole position, right as I was saying. On the YouTube side of things. So I probably have a bit to go on the live.
Deutschland über alles, as they used to say.
Mm-hmm. So, we have got, hang on, let me get the better screen up here for the timing purposes. Tobias Thierolf, Antonio Costa, Dave Crew, RWB Rigel, and Clive Britton are top 5 right now. But Dirk Reschel, Bertrand Barrier, yet to post a time. Those are two big guns. And one of Byron's absolute favorites, Josiah Jerome, yet to post a time.
That's because he's waiting for the last second, and then he'll...
Reschel going 6th quickest, and Nigel Wood going 7th quickest there. Everybody is out on track. That's interesting. We only have 19 cars, so actually it's gonna be. Looks like it's gonna be a small field. Big chance for everyone to put up some big points.
Yeah.
I say that, and John Barker goes in the pits, thus ruining that everyone is on track. Damn it, John! Eurolf coming around, 2 purple sectors. Can he better his pole time? Yes, he can. It was a 37.882. That is the new benchmark. 5.45 up on Costamare. It's a little over a half second. Picking up Clyde Britton. Oh, he's not going to finish this lap. So that was a bit of waste. Let's hop on over to RWB Rigel in the Jamie Green mobile.
Oh, I can see it over here.
And he will post a new fastest time for himself of 38.751. That is good enough for 3rd place. And we pick up Nigel Wood, who is, I want to say he's the only one using that Euronics livery, which is, in my opinion, a little overlooked. It's a good livery. I don't know why it's not more popular. It's got a famous driver in it, Gary Paffett, and he's been a champion in DTM. You would think it'd be a popular livery. It's very eye-popping.
It's because Euronics in the UK is not a very popular brand.
I see. So it's a sponsor thing.
Yeah.
See, these are the insights that you can provide us from being across the pond that we do not have.
Yes.
As Andrew D goes 7th quickest. Now, Andrew D, of course, repping the Canadian driver Robert Wickens' livery. So
Theorulf has also gone fastest again.
Who displaced him for first place? I think he was
Costa.
the whole time. Oh, Costa briefly got him? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
As we watch Raul Valoria, 14th quickest, but he's got 2 personal best sectors and comes across the line, moving into the top 10. 10th place.
And D's moving himself up to 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always nice to see.
Andrew D is quite quick. Had a really, really good run in the MX Mazda series for ESR recently, which me and Byron did commentary for on Wednesday, I want to say.
You would like to say that.
Isn't that guy driving the 14 car? Wasn't he in that film Valoria and the City of a Thousand Planets?
He might have been. RWB Koss going, his personal best lap, but not enough to lift him up beyond 18th place, which is currently last. We have no times from Rene Ermer and Jake Wilson so far.
Yeah. Come on, Martin, you can do better than that. Last?
Oh,
technically,
he's ahead of the 2 guys who have posted lap times.
Yes.
As we pick up Josiah, that was not good.
Having a bit of a wiggly moment there.
Yeah, he had another one there.
And there.
Josiah, I don't think this lap is going to be the one, my man. We'll find out. All right, it's been violated. It's an invalid lap. That was rough times. That livery is really, really popular. The Miguel Molina livery in the red and black. I don't really know why. I'm not a big fan of it myself. I get the Spaniards having love for it, obviously, because Miguel Molina is their I don't want to say token Spanish driver.
He's twitching around there as well.
Indeed. Very rough times for Dirk Greshel. Now, Greshel was 2nd quickest in practice. He's down in 10th place right now, so presumably he can go faster. He's got 2 personal bests there in the 1st and the 2nd sector. Let's see if he can get it.
Yeah, so I've got money on Dirk.
Oh. How much money? What odds did you get on Dirk?
Evens, and I put 2 buttons on.
All right. Here comes Dirk Greshel to the line. Does have green in sector 1 and sector 2. And it is good enough for 5th. All right, there you go.
That's a little bit better, mate.
Well, considering it a big bobble, that's just that he can definitely go quicker. And, that's pretty impressive. As here is the pole sitter, Tobias Thierolf. He's got a purple first sector. Or no, pardon me, he does not. I was looking at the wrong thing. Caught him doing a little bit of a bobble there through sector 2. Oh, purple in sector 2, though.
That corner seems to be catching a lot of them out, doesn't it?
It does. It seems like that might be an area of exploitation for people who can get it, just right.
Yeah. And for those who can't, it's bye. See you later.
Indeed.
Just gotta go faster. You can skip right over that.
Third sector. That is the final turn right there. Start finish line coming up. Is he going to better his time? The answer is
maybe.
No. Oh. No. Yes, it was. That's a 37.73. That is the new fastest time. It didn't have it in purple, so I missed it. But I got the time chart here right in front of me, and well, that is the new fastest time.
7.3. So he's 0.15 faster.
He's got 6.96 on Costin, so that gap is growing to almost 7/10 of a second. And Clyde Britton here in 7th place, looking to better his lap time. His best lap time, a 39.007. Let's see if he can do better this time. And the answer is yes, third quickest. A 38.483. That is that is like a 6/10 improvement for Clyde Britton.
Yeah,
So that's very nice.
Also racing out of Ireland.
Indeed. We got Jake Wilson here, who is yet to put up a lap time. He is starting. Oh well, we pick him up, and he has a little bit of a problem. Let's see if he can bring this on home.
I was listening the other day to one of our broadcasts, and they had some kind of robot doing the commentary.
Oh yes, the AI ideas that they are trying to put forth. By the way, Tobias Thierolf with another purple second sector.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been AI the whole time.
Oh, Byron, AI could not possibly mimic you, my friend.
Oh, you have not seen some of the AI shit on the internet?
No. I think
what a calamity.
I think what Byron is trying to say.
New fastest lap for Thierolf, 37.493.
Byron, are you trying to say that you are artificially intelligent? You're not really intelligent.
I mean, the cocaine helps.
Oh, well, yeah.
Your cocaine does what you think it does.
Screws your nose up. It does screw your nose up.
We can ask Zeke about the cocaine if you want. I don't think it's the key to his intelligence.
I've actually been 2 toddlers in a trench coat the whole time. Or 3 raccoons in a trench coat. You make your own choices.
By Britain with 2 personal best sectors. Can he improve on his 3rd place time?
I don't know, but I've also
answer is yes. 2nd place, 38.231.
No idea what Byron was on about there.
That's fine.
He's actually a donkey in a trench coat. That's the secret thing.
You sure he's not? Was it Rohorse Jack or whatever his name is?
Oh, BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Horseman and the Masters of the Universe.
I'm the crying tiger out of that series.
I've actually never seen the show. I've just seen the memes here.
I've never seen it either, actually.
You never seen He-Man?
Oh,
He-Man, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He-Man is.
I thought we were still talking about BoJack Horseman.
BoJack.
No. BoJack. When you used the theme tune.
Not only did I see the show as a child, but I used to own the toys.
I used to be one of the toys.
Rushell going 4th quickest on a 38.596. No one is particularly close to Tobias right now. Tobias has a 7. Tobias has more than a second on everybody from 4th place down. That is impressive.
He's just greedy, isn't he?
A little bit. Pick up Josiah Jerome. He's got a pair of personal best sectors, but I've noticed this because we've done a couple of rounds of this, of course. Obviously,
it's slidey there as well.
Bruce has not necessarily been in, but Josiah, it does seem to be being driven by the car. If you catch my drift, a little bit more than he's driving it. He's been very, very sloppy, and still good enough for 7th place though. It's a 38.865. Plenty of time left, but I hate to say, like, halfway through qualifying that we maybe already found our pole sitter. But we may have already found our pole sitter because
I think we may have already found our winner.
no one has been able to get within 7/10 of Tobias. Jake Wilson goes 5th quick. 38.611. Everybody's got a time up now, all 20.
You know, YouTube is almost 30 seconds behind the stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I believe that's it. I cannot be blamed for any technical failings of the stream. I was told to press the button. I pressed the button, and here we are.
I would like you to press additional buttons.
No, I'm not touching additional buttons.
Beep boop, beep boop.
All right, Josiah Jerome once again.
Because those additional buttons make things go fizz bang.
Indeed.
We must make the magical smoke escape. It will be hilarious.
Josiah's got 2 personal best sectors there. He's currently in 9th place. Let's see what the youngster can do.
Byron, that happens every time I fart.
All right.
Actually, I think
you need to see a doctor about that one.
You may need to see that. Oh, I was going to say, with Max Simmons not here today, Josiah Jerome may be the youngest driver, but Max Simmons is here today. We just haven't seen him.
Max Simmons was here early. That dude was on Discord.
Is Max in this split? Is Max
yes,
in
he
this
is.
split?
He's down in 15th place if you cast your eye down.
Can I watch his stream?
Is he streaming?
No,
Okay.
no. There's a guy I watch on the internet, and he's got an exclamation Max command, and it rickrolls people.
I gotcha.
So instead
hang on. You might have a top 10. Never mind. I got all worked up for nothing. That Magic Cash Chuck goes 12 quick still.
So instead of people going to see Max's stream of whatever he's streaming, they go and see Never Gonna Give You Up.
We'll give you up. 2 personal best sectors for Xavier Eugeni. I am still surprised to see Xavier Eugeni so far down the order. I'm used to this guy being a top 10 battler, and seeing him towards the end of the pack, which has happened in DTM quite frequently. I just wonder, is there something about these cars that he's not picking up?
Yeah, I'm wondering why Martin is 6 seconds behind the lead at the back. Because his name's Martin.
I'm aware. I really can't comment much. RWB Cause has not had a particularly great run while I've been commentating.
He hasn't today. No, he usually does much better than this.
I've done a couple of commentaries with him in it, and he's kind of always been towards the back. And I raced against him once and was much quicker than him, and I would be towards the back of this field. I'll just say that right now. So. I can't say I'm surprised. If you want the closest to me in terms of speed in this field, in my experience, would probably actually be John Barker. I battled with him a number of times. He's down there in 19th place.
Fastest in this field.
I used to be Rene Ermer's pace, and then he got faster on me, that bastard.
I'm about the pace of the mechanic in the garage.
Actually, if we want to go really back in time, there was a time when I was faster than Max Simmons.
That's not hard. Max Simmons is like 10 years old.
He might have actually been 10 years old. Faster than for being honest.
Hello, has that Britain gone up to second?
Yeah, Clive Britton up into 2nd place, having passed Antonio Costa by about 0.2 of a second.
Oh, someone went off there.
Now here is someone who's out of place. Bertrand Barrier, 13th place. This guy's been battling for podiums in this series. He's been very good. And speed has never been Bertrand's problem. My personal opinion is Bertrand's problem has been that he doesn't know how to, not do that.
Stop crashing it. He doesn't know how.
It's more that in the race, I feel like he is pushing that 110% every lap he's on.
Yeah, you should.
And the bright side of that is that makes you very, very fast. The dark side is that makes you incredibly, it means a small error puts you in the wall.
Yeah, you're not really in control.
Yeah, so it's surprising to see him down 13th place, but it could be just that he has put together a complete lap.
Oh, another one just went off again.
And here is Antonio Costa, who, of course, is driving the Antonio Costa car. I do like that he has the same name as a DTM driver and therefore drives that car. He's on a non-timed lap, so I'm really sure why the auto director is taking us here. But
I demand that the producer produce better than the auto director.
In qualifying, I'll let the auto director do its thing, my man.
What? It's supposed to warm up and
see if I could pull up the track map and figure out who was getting near the end of their laps, I would actually go to those cars. But as we learned that one time, if I turn the track map on, things go badly. And this is why I don't press buttons.
And Nate's not here today, so we just...
And Nate's not here to fix it.
Just screw around. Just screw around till it breaks. It's all right.
So in the race, I will bring the auto director to us, or pardon me, I will take manual control. But Andrew D in the wall, hard crash.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Rough times.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Oh, Antonio Costa getting a little squirrely. They're pushing. They're trying to catch up to Tobias, but it hasn't happened yet.
No.
Gap, by the way, from first to second place, 7.38 right now, over 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, you know what it is, don't you? Theorov puts Pritt stick on his tyres.
Ah.
Oh! I just saw someone else in the...
Yeah, I saw somebody go
30 seconds ago.
Oh, yeah, that was Andrew D's crash. All right, Antonio Costa's got two personal best sectors. Let's see if he can take Clyde Britt second place again. He's not a threat to pole, I don't think, but we'll find out. Here we go. And that is not good enough for second place. In fact, that was not even his fastest lap. He actually had a bad third second. Fastest lap is a 38.427. That was a 38.468. So close, but not there yet.
Not close enough to be a president.
We pick up Rene Ermer in the Red Bull Audi, the Matthias Ekstrom livery.
He's the guy that played for the Maple Leafs, right?
I actually, okay, so when I got into World Rallycross, it was the second or third season of World Rallycross. Matthias Ekstrom was battling for the title in World Rallycross and in DTM simultaneously, which is probably the only time I can think about of a driver almost winning two titles in two entirely separate disciplines. He did not manage to do it, to be clear, but the fact that he was in the running in both was very impressive.
Well, it's the kind of impressiveness of, forgotten his damn name for a minute now, but the guy that won motorbiking and F1.
Oh, well, there's a couple of those. John Surtees would be
John
one.
Surtees, that was the one. John Surtees, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was just stunning, that guy.
Indeed. Not the most dominant championship win of all time.
No, but the fact that he did...
done.
Yeah, he did that. And the motorbike one as well. So that's two different disciplines.
And probably, to be honest, in a car that didn't deserve to win the title, because the Ferrari in 1964, I didn't watch it live, obviously, I was not born, but was not a particularly strong performer.
That was my fourth year of life.
Oh, there you
He is actually 700 years old. He just doesn't like to talk about it.
Ah, yes. I found the Fountain of Youth some time ago in the mountains of Serbia.
Really? I thought you were just a time. I thought he was a Time Lord.
It was an accident with a grandfather clock and a lightning strike. It's my mythos is growing for me.
That's an unusual one. Xavier Eugenie slowing down there for some reason.
I think he invalidated his lap, was why he just abandoned it. As we pick up Dirk Greschel here, 5th place. He's got two personal best sectors on the board this lap. Time is running down. We're into the last 5 minutes of qualifying. And Greschel, 5th quickest. That was not his fastest lap. That was a bad third sector. Actually was not even close to being his best lap. He's about 4/10 off.
I can't even read how long we've got left on the actual stream.
I know. I have the time. I have the time chart. This is the only reason I can see it. I might suggest to Nate just letting everybody have viewer access to the
Original.
Yeah. That would assist greatly, I do believe.
Yeah, and I don't see any point in restricting it to such a low res.
Well, it depends on what the sharing is like and how easy it is. Obviously, you'd have to set everybody up beforehand. If you're, having a ad hoc commentary team, that might be harder. But just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. That might be something to consider. Antonio Costa, by the way, taking second place back. He is on the front row for the time being. Andreas
I didn't see Clive had done that.
Clive did that a while ago. I want to say like minutes ago at this point. But he had held second place for some time. Andreas Wolf there. By the way, Costa almost broke the 138 barrier, which only Theorolf has done. So it was a big moment. Put up a 38.016.
Yes.
Couple of drivers still out of place, I find. Max Simmons is quite a ways down in the order. Nigel Wood is down in the order. Bertrand Barrier. Interesting to see Dave Crew up in the top 10. Jake Wilson as well. Raul Valoria. They're a little bit overachieving. Not saying they're not fast drivers, but a little bit higher in the pecking order than we are used to.
Kasherzuk's doing all right in his Beamer, isn't he?
17th place for Wolf. That was a new fastest lap for him, but it does not promote him in the order.
Not in the slightest tiny little instant. What's the matter with you, Cat? You want some more food or stuff?
Picking up Dave Crew here. Running in 6th place at the moment. Comes across the line with a new personal best lap, but it does not move him up. In fact, he drops down as Josiah Jerome goes 5th fastest.
It's your boy.
How dare he? How dare he?
He's pretty daring.
Very, very, very dapper.
This is a bit like Dan Dare.
So Bertrand Barrier, can he get into the top 10? Because to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Bertrand Barrier not start in the top 10 in a proper qualifying section. This is the furthest down I think I've ever seen him. And that Timo Glock livery deserves more. Deutsche post livery.
I think Crew has just moved up to 7th.
Dropped to 7th, actually.
Dropped to?
He was dropped by Josiah taking 5th.
Ooh, by Jerome. Jerome K. Jerome.
Trambarrier, 2 personal best sectors. Can he move into the top 10? Yes, he can. 7th quickest. 38.531.
So knocked Crew out.
Yep, dropped Crew, Wilson, RWB Rigel, and Andrew D. So Andrew D looking on the outside of the top 10 now.
Yeah.
Pick up the aforementioned Dave Crew. Currently in 8th place. He's got 2 personal best sectors. Might get that 7th place back. Might do even better. Let's see. Went around the final turn. Did he put together a good 3rd sector? Here we go across the line.
And boom.
No. 8th place still. Not a new personal best. So I think the only 2 people that we have left to post lap times, or 3 people, are Clyde Britton, Raul Valoria, and Rene Ermer. Are going to be the last 3.
Oh, hold on. Costa's got no time up at the moment. At the bottom, 21.
Ah, yes, Ricardo Costa, a new joiner. So we're up to 21 cars. So pole position will be Tobias Therold, followed by Antonio Costa, Clyde Britton, Dirk Rushell, Josiah Jerome, Raul Valoria, Bertrand Barrier, Dave Crew, Jake Wilson, RWB Rigel. That is your top 10. And the 6th row will be Andrew D. and Nigel Wood, Rene Ermer and Magic Kazchuk on row 7. Max Simmons and Matt Al on row 8. Andreas Wolf and Xavier Eugeni, row 9. Row 10, John Barker and RWB Koss. And Ricardo Costa, who joined late, will bring up the rear.
I think that's the most disgusting job of all, having to bring up the rear.
Sometimes it's the safest place to be in.
Mind you, rear is only rump, isn't it? So we like a bit of rump steak, so I don't know what I'm moaning about.
We get a 1-minute warm-up here. How we doing in the chat? We got 5 viewers now. There you go.
4 of them are me.
I've only got 1 in RWB
Oh, ESR outperforming RWB. There you go.
because I'm watching it on YouTube because I don't have ESR access.
Well, we're over on the YouTube as well, but I mean, obviously, support the RWB love as well. We watched on both channels, doing the Simo stream here. And, yeah.
That could be what's splitting the signal, making it so grimy.
No, that wouldn't be it, because that wouldn't affect the Discord one we're having. Also, we had this same kind of rainy picture when we were just doing it on the RWB channel as well.
Oh!
Whoa!
For no reason.
Everybody getting a little bit shaky out here. Good thing the race hasn't started yet, boys.
They think it has.
It's time for everybody to start putting everybody else in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, start losing those points early.
So Hungaroring is a notoriously hard to overtake track for Formula One cars, but I've seen plenty of good racing here in Tin Tops. So I'm hoping we have a really good time here. Although it's hard to see who's going to take the fight to Tobias Thierolf, who ended up over a half second on pole. So, gentlemen, do you have any bets on if anyone can take the fight to him?
Well, it depends on how many blue shells I've got stored up.
I'm not betting on Martin.
No, don't. I don't think that seems all that likely. All good fan. All good. No Rick Martel in the field today. Disappointing.
Yeah, there's only me watching on YouTube.
Good forming up there. One of the Deutsche Bank cars coming in there.
Just got a third like. How do we get that when there's still only one watching?
It could be from individual people. That perhaps you only have one viewer at a time, but it might be different viewers viewing once only.
Indeed. Here we go. Red light, and we are go.
Amsterdam, here we come.
Heading down to the first corner. Tobias getting a great start. Antonio Costa got a pretty poor one. Dirk Kreschel coming through the field into second place. That's a hell of a start for him in the BW Bank car. And yeah, just not a very good start by Clyde Britton or Antonio Costa. They have been swallowed up by the field. Kreschel up in his second. Then it's Costa, Britton, Josiah Jerome, Raul Valoria. It's like everybody has made it through more or less okay.
So we've got 2 Costas in the game then.
We do. We have Antonio and Ricardo. No relation as far as I know. And as Byron can attest, because, you know, we're both big MMA fans, there's a lot of Costas.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised we don't have enough Silvas in here.
I'm
surprised we don't have like 6 Silvas. Yeah.
I'm going to say, I like coffee as well.
Costa's got to be one of the 5 most common names in all of MMA as one of the Miguel Molina cars going off the track there. We ride on board with, I believe this is Nigel Wood.
Did I hear you mention MMA?
Yes, I did.
Mixed martial arts, one of my favourite.
Me and Byron are big fans. In fact, it's how we know each other. And that's Clyde Britton off the track. It looks like that was self-inflicted. That'll drop him out of the top 10.
Elegantly returned, though.
Indeed, nice recovery, but it's a shame he had to make it.
Yeah. And he's done it again.
So, by the way, Bertrand Barrier up in 5th place. So he's had an aggressive opening lap here, and he's doing his thing. Doing a good job. Pick up Nigel Wood in 10th place with Magic Kazshut in behind him in the Red Bull BMW. That is the Marco Wittmann car. 2-time DTM champion Marco Wittmann.
2 of my favourite MMAs. One is British, or English rather, and one is Irish.
Please don't say the Irish one's Conor McGregor.
I used to like him a lot. The other one is Mike Venom Page.
Ah, MVP. I'm a big fan of MVP myself.
Who's it kind of reminded me of that Prince Nazim.
A little bit. I could definitely see it.
Yeah, because the attacks would come out of nowhere for both.
Nigel Wood going around the outside of Rene Ermer there into ninth place.
It's well done. Yeah. Yeah, like I say though, those attacks would come out of nowhere, which is again part of McGregor as well. He used to launch attacks from well out of range and still knock somebody out. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the race.
Indeed, Clive Britton picking his way back through, trying to get past Andreas Wolf. BMW on BMW fight. Yellow car being Clive Britton. Black car being Andreas Wolf. And Britton will get that job done. I think if you're Andreas Wolf, I don't think you really fight too hard there because you know this is not your battle. Also, Dave Crew has slipped back to 18th place. We have lost, it looks like, RWB Cost and Ricardo Costa. I am moving the camera there just now. Yeah, they are both out.
I was saying to my mate on the last one that we broadcast from our RWB, it was a little endurance one. It was only an hour and 10 minutes. We call that endurance, but there we go.
I was going to say, that's not really endurance.
No, it was a mini endurance. Basically just a race.
Like, technically, endurance doesn't start until you hit 3 hours.
I would have thought so. In the first lap, there were so many crunches and offs and hits and, bad driving. I did say to him, I don't understand why they do that in the first lap. They've got an hour to go.
Oh, yeah, no. You can usually tell the guys who are new to endurance racing if they're like throwing it around the outside of some turn on lap one. And it's like, my guy, you got hours here. Your goal at this point in the race, just not to wreck the car.
Yeah, survive.
It's a terrible feeling if you're the guy who wrecks the car in an endurance race. You've got 1 or 2, 3 partners, whatever, and they're making time out of their day. They're bringing it in. They're dedicating the practice time, and you're the one that wrecks the car. It feels. Clive Britton trying to get up the inside of Xavier Eugenie. It's a battle for 15th place. Again, kind of feels like Eugenie not really in this fight because he qualified towards the back. Clive Britton qualified 3rd, so we know he's got pace. But I always wonder, we have the benefit of God's sight, so to speak. Does Xavier Eugenie know that Clive Britton is a totally faster driver than him? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he looked at the timetable before he started and would have seen that the bloke who's sniffing his ass was right ahead of him to begin with.
I imagine Xavier Eugenie does because I think he's a very tough driver.
Bit of bump draft there.
Oh, there we go down the inside. And he's up in 15th place.
Easy
with the job.
Easy.
Yeah, Eugenie didn't try to do anything crazy there, try to shut the door or anything. So I think he knows that was not really his fight. His fight is more with the Andreas Wolfs, the John Barkers of the world.
Yeah, it was also not a place to fight either, because he'd have just done himself damage there.
Speaking of a guy trying to make up ground here, we have Dave Crew back in 17th place. He qualified in the top 10, so I'm not sure what happened to him. We didn't get that on screen, but he is quite a ways back. So he'll be looking to get through, and Clive Britton is next up on the Clive Britton train is Mad Al. Mercedes versus BMW. Of course, we have 3 brands here in the DTM: Audis, Mercedes, and BMWs. Technically, we have 4 different cars here because I believe, you're wrong on this, there is 2 different Mercedes cars, depending on what year of DTM livery you're running. You might have an older version of the Mercedes DTM. Gearhead would be on top of this. Boom. But I am not. As we pick up Rene Ermer, who's running in 9th place now. Has he gotten ahead of Nigel Wood? Yes, he has. So Nigel Wood had a daring overtake on him earlier, but apparently Ermer has gotten him back and is back into 9th place. Jake Wilson on the tail of RWB Rigel, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the championship leader in this series. It is admittedly because I believe Tobias Thierolf was absent from the Norisring round where he qualified on the front row, might have even been pole, and then had a technical failure. So he got 0 points from a day where he would have had happy hunting.
Yeah.
He is the man to beat, but RWB Rigel, I believe, is the man in the lead. There he is, trailing Bertrand Barrier and trying to hang on against Jake Wilson.
Does anyone know the TV series that the name Rigel comes from?
Oh, we have 2 cars off. That is Nigel Wood and Raul Valoria.
Yeah.
So it looks like Valoria may have tried to go around the outside of Wood, and it didn't really work out. I mean, it kind of did because he's ahead of him now, so mission accomplished in that regard, but they both got passed by Magic Kazchuk and Max Simmons. So not in the grand scheme of things did it work out. By the way, for those wondering, Tobias Thierolf 3.5 seconds in the lead. Ahead of Dirk Greschel, who we're looking at now, ahead of Antonio Costa. Josiah Jerome in 4th place. Josiah looking great. And Bertrand Barrier rounding off the top 5, followed by Rigel, D, Wilson, Ermer, and Kazchuk. That is your top 10. Looks like BMW having a pretty solid day. At least with Greschel and Costa running 2nd and 3rd place. Riding on board with Antonio Costa as he tries to track down Dirk Greschel, who's had a spectacular start, like probably the start of the series so far, taking that 2nd place. Couldn't keep with Tobias Thierolf, couldn't live with him, but might be giving us a German 1-2 here.
Or a German Einzai.
Sia Jerome is in the red and black car trying to tag on to the back of this fight as Greschel goes a bit wide. Door open. Costa looking for 2nd place. Josiah probably looking to take advantage of this as well, but I don't think he can. Oh, Costa very wide. Greschel back in front. So Greschel is the lead BMW once again. Imagine if Clyde Britton hadn't run into his problems, how perhaps dominant the team would be. By the way, Clyde Britton up to 12th place. Max Simmons is next on his list.
Well, Thierolf ain't hanging about, is he? Nearly 5 seconds up in places.
Yeah, very dominant. He's got the fastest lap of the race at a 38.775. That's pretty impressive considering nobody else is in the 38s. Next fastest lap is a 39.153. I mean, for comparison purposes, Andrew D, who's running in the top 10, Red Aaron, who's running in the top 10, and Magic Kazchuk, who's running in the top 10, have not broken 140 on a lap. So that is scintillating dominance by Tobias Thierolf.
Sounds like he's earned himself an upgrade in baseball.
Oh. I mean, if an upgrade comes his way, an upgrade comes his way. We've been through this. I upgrade people based on what's available.
And bribery.
I'm gonna say bribery doesn't work because I'm on the rise, but I don't think it really happened. Max Simmons and Clyde Britton jousting, and the battle for 2nd place continues between Greschel, Costa, and Josiah Jerome. Also, if anybody has earned an upgrade via bribery, it's Mr. Steve McGinnis.
That is true. That is very true.
Did give my Twitch channel 6 subs. Andrew D on the tail of Bertrand Barrier, battle for 6th place. Jake Wilson in the background of the Pink Panther. WT Mercedes. I still can't believe no one's driving the Eduardo Mortara car. You guys disappoint me. That livery is sweet.
Why aren't you driving it then?
Because I got 2 bad legs.
He lost his legs in a tragic brutal accident.
Actually, the legs are pretty good now, but I'm not joining the series midway through. Also, as a rule,
Yeah, a little.
we might have a problem here.
Interesting.
Mr. Dave Crew might be having some ping issues. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now, and I hope it works out for him. But we're getting an interesting subterranean view here of the circuit.
Yeah, we were.
It's a routine track inspection. Please move aside.
Clive Britton and Max Simmons battling over 11th place still.
That was literally an eye-level inspection of the tarmac.
Indeed, and Nigel Wood in this battle as well. Oh, what's that? Clive Britton losing control of the car a little bit there and getting very slow. There's a spot there.
Maybe there are connection issues.
Could be.
That could be why he decided to dig for Australia.
Nope. Looks like we've lost Xavier Eugeni. By the way, we're back on board with Dave Crew. If you couldn't tell, as he continues to rumble and inspect the bedrock of the Hungaroring.
Dave Crew trying to become Jimmy Crute.
I just hope that's not his view.
I hope not. I hope that is a miscommunication between the server. I'm gonna take control here for a moment to check on Xavier. Yep, he's out of the race. It is unfortunate.
Oh.
So we are down to 18 cars. I may be blunt. Dave Crew's car has disappeared, so it might get lower.
Too low.
No, don't want it any lower.
There we are. There he is.
We want it higher. We want the car to be higher.
Oh, Scott says that you, Scott Nick says in chat that you lost your legs in a tragic chorizo accident. And that's accurate.
Also, pit window's open, but I've explained what happened to my legs. I have one bad knee. Well, I have 2 bad knees. I have one person. And I also ripped up my calf fighting a calf slicer with BJJ. Which is a bad idea, kids. If a guy gets you in a calf slicer, you just fucking tap. Just tap. There is no brownie points for sticking it out and ruining your leg. Anyways, it got torn up in 5 different places, so that is still technically here. For minor surgery. It's less than ideal.
Right, so that'll keep you out of the octagon for a while.
Yes.
Chop off both your legs and replace them with fast maneuvers.
I mean, that might not be a bad idea. The left knee is becoming pretty chronic in terms of its problems, so it's not great.
Again, I can sympathise. I had the inner cartilage on my right knee, the whole thing removed, both sides.
Yeah, I'm probably on that. I'm probably on that kick at some point. The doctors have talked to me about going through a cartilage removal. Hasn't happened yet.
Possibly removing your knees and replacing them with your elbows.
No,
well, that would imply that my elbows are in much better shape.
Well, you see, you gotta have good elbows if you want to compete these days.
You gotta stick them out when you're racing, I know that much.
Those elbows out. That's what Max Simmons, was trying to do, but Clive Britton has gotten past him. There you go, and that is what Dirk Greshel's trying to do here. He's nowhere near the leader. He's about 8 seconds behind, but he is going for it. John Barker's, and he's out of the race. The numbers continue to drop.
What?
So we've lost Eugeni, Costa, and Barker. 10-17. Small field to begin with. Dropping down the order a little bit. No Martin Edmonds today, of course. He's out. We do wish a happy birthday to Martin. It was his birthday yesterday. It is a somber day. Elaborate. Send Martin your love. That's all I'll say.
I refuse. I'll send him poutine.
I mean, poutine and love. I mean, these are very similar.
Very, very, very much like this.
It's very, very, very similar.
Okay, now I know that poutine is basically a Canadian dish.
Mm-hmm.
What does it consist of?
French fries,
cheese curd, and gravy.
Correct.
I got French fries, blah, blah, and gravy.
Fries, cheese curd, and then gravy on top.
Cheese curd.
Yeah.
I like cheese. I like melted cheese over my fries.
You would like the poutine, I assure you.
The hot fries and the hot gravy semi-melt the cheese curd, but it's still chewy. So you get all kinds of good textures and flavors. That's.
I introduced my cousin from Serbia to cheese curd or to poutine just like 4 years ago now. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And then you can add extras.
Also hit on the waitress at the poutine bar that I did. So that probably was also part of it.
You're not supposed to hit the waitresses.
Hitting on, sir, not hitting.
Oh, my bad.
His English got 10 times better when a girl with an impressive rack was on offer.
Amazing.
So can you get this stuff in the green shops?
Imagine
Is
you
that
can
like
get it.
vegan?
No, I don't mean vegan wise. I mean green as in you buy your green.
Grocery store.
No, not grocery store. Little higher market.
Oh, fancy bird.
Yeah, you might have it. You might have it door dashed to you.
Ah, yeah, you probably. There's got to be something. We can do it here, obviously. But, I don't know. I don't know about the availability of poutine in other countries because I don't go looking for it.
Well, it's not a common dish.
I don't really want to think about what Thai poutine tastes like.
Oh, I do. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Have you not had butter chicken poutine?
No. Well, I mean, in Thailand. So.
Oh, well, I mean,
Because most of my excursions out of the country tend to be to Southeast Asia.
fair enough. I'm not sure what they're doing about cheese curd over there. That would be a little weird.
It's not probably.
Down the inside, Claude Britton overtaking Nigel Wood into 11th.
It's not so much an Asian product as cheese. There's a milk.
They
product.
have it. They do.
Yeah.
They have cheese, but it's not quite the same thing.
And it's a fairly recent thing because until they got electricity over there, they really had no way of storing it. Milk and cheese.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing is when I go to Thailand or I go to Burma, Asia, I tend to want to actually sample the local cuisine.
Local delights. Yes, I know her well.
Max Simmons battling with Raul Valoria. This is over 12th place now. Clyde Britton, by the way, has left them for dead. He's cutting his way through the field almost into the top 10 now. Well, he is in the top 10.
Yeah. He's not cutting his way through as well as Tyrrell, who is just cutting his way through all the back markers and anything else that happens to be.
Oh, yeah, he is 11 seconds up the road on anybody at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Well, he hasn't gotten to the black markers yet. No one has actually been lapped yet.
No, but
Rene Herbert, by the way, is at the back of the pack, but that is because he has taken a pit stop. So he's handled his mandatory pit stop quite early. If I recall correctly, Rene had a moment and hit the wall earlier on. I think that might have been a somewhat damaged horse pit stop, but he's not too far off. Raul Valoria still trying to track down Max Simmons. That's the battle for 12th place. We also have action up front between Antonio Costa and Josiah Giroux. I'm going to take us there. Screw you, auto director. We're going to the battle for second place.
Ooh. Talking tough now.
I mean, I do have power over the auto director. It can't fight me back. Power. I'm a big guy. You don't want to get on my bad side. Byron can get on my bad side because he's bigger, but
True. Bigger and I can yell louder.
that's true.
Help, police! He's touching me again.
Byron is a proper,
Again.
He's a man who lives up to his name. He is a gigantic human.
That is true.
Massive.
There are some that are bigger, but I am.
What do you mean you're over 5? You mean you're over 5 foot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am 5'18".
People did not grasp how big Byron was. Then I went out to British Columbia and we took some pictures together. So, then I showed the family and they're like, oh God, he's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you get some pictures of Byron where he's actually making sequoias, redwoods, look small, then I'll say he's a big guy.
No, you just got to catch him early. That's all.
He's a proper super heavyweight if we're using the mixed martial arts terminology.
Super heavyweight, you said.
Ooh, super.
Yeah, I ruptured my quad tendon over a year ago, and I've been a little sedentary, and therefore my personal gravity well has enlarged.
You mean sitting around getting fat?
Yeah.
That is indeed what he's getting at.
That's all right. Butterbean still fights, and there's 3 of him.
That is absolutely true. You make 2 toddlers out of his neck.
Well, RWB Dave Crew's car is still invisible, so sorry, Dave Crew. You're having a really good battle with Andreas Wolf. I'd like to show more of it, but
we're not going to because you're in the bloody floor.
Your car is kind of invisible, and it makes it for a lackluster viewing.
Can the car behind him see him before he overtakes him? Is he just going to run over him?
He's the one in the chase position. So Wolf is in front of him. So Wolf is fighting against something that he may not be able to see.
Well, that's weird because in the YouTube version, he was showing up quite clearly behind him.
It was not. No, hang on. Let's put the camera on him, and I'll watch the YouTube stream and see what I see. I don't see him in Discord. Maybe YouTube does see it. Just waiting for the stream to catch up because I'm still looking at Antonio Costa on YouTube. There we go. No, I don't see him. So the car in front there. Okay, so on YouTube right now, I am looking at Andreas Wolf, and so the deal is Andreas Wolf is chasing Matt Al. Matt Al is the gray car with the yellow stripe, and then the car behind him that we cannot see. That
now I'll get you.
Yeah, Dave Crew is driving the number 100 Mark Tomczyk BMW, which just has the traditional BMW livery. It was a tribute car for the 100th year anniversary of something. Clive Breeden in the pit lane taking his pit stop.
He did have that before he went invisible.
He did, yes indeed. So yeah, that's he is still invisible to us anyways. I don't know about the racers out there. Andreas Wolf, if you happen to have a listen, have a look at this stream, let us know. Could you see Dave Crew or not?
And here Michael will regale us with his version of Invisible Touch.
Phil Collins.
Who else?
It's track number 3 on the Genesis Greatest Hits CD that I actually have.
Is it?
Yeah, it's sitting in my stereo right now.
Very nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Although my personal favorite on that CD is track number 4. Comes right after.
Funny thing is,
Land of Confusion, baby.
I didn't get into Genesis until Phil Collins joined them. I wasn't a big Peter Gabriel fan. Yet Peter Gabriel on his own, I'm a big fan of. Isn't that weird?
Relatively in the same boat. I've listened to some early Genesis stuff.
In the pit lane.
But it's not my thing.
In terms of Genesis and Peter Gabriel, I really like The Knife. One of my favorite Genesis songs, and that is Peter Gabriel. But I do agree. Like, if I were to comprise my top 10 Genesis songs, there's a lot of Phil Collins.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Peter Gabriel, but The Knife would would be a notable exception.
Okay, any Floyd fans?
Of course.
Wonderful.
50-year anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon the other day.
Yeah.
By Britain rejoining the race from the pit lane, and he is now at the back of the pack.
Bit like Mind That Axe Eugene.
Also, Andrew D rejoining from the pits. So we've had 3 cars pit. That is Ermer, D, and Britain. So Byron, we have seen that Max Simmons has developed a new leaf. Do you think he's going to pit last again, or is that a thing that he's not doing?
If Max Simmons doesn't pit last, he has no hope.
I don't think the timing of his pit stop has much to do with his chance of winning.
Well, every time he's pitted last, he's usually won. I mean, the odds are exponentially in that area.
I don't think that I think you're correlating something that isn't really a causation.
Next, you're going to tell me that the rise of Britney Spears had nothing to do with toddlers drowning in swimming pools.
By the way, somebody who's going quite quick right now is RWB Rigel, who's caught up to the back of the battle for second place. Either he's been putting in some really good laps, or alternatively, their bickering has allowed him to catch up despite not actually going any faster.
There is a big ass website that has a shitload of charts all about causation and correlation.
Bertrand Barrier and
random.
Jake Wilson.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff, and most of it is like fake correlations, because you can't really correlate one thing to another because they're totally different causalities.
Exact mundo.
Wilson and Barrier in the pit lane. They're looking to serve their pit stops.
Just taking on the splash and going, are they?
I'm not sure actually what the conventional wisdom on the pit stop here today is, to be honest. I know they have to change 2 tires, at least, either front or back.
Nobody changes lot, don't you?
And I don't know what the tire wear is like out there right now, so I don't know if that's if we need to see a full 4 set, or if it's just the 2 is really all that is required. RWB Rigel looking for an overtake here on Josiah Jerome.
Certainly is.
Trying to go around the outside. I don't think that's really on.
Whoa.
So, big squiggle from Josiah. He's got the inside into the next turn, but Rigel might be able to make this work. Audi, well, this is Audi versus Audi, actually.
We're going to need a bigger car.
It's good to see Josiah up there today. We haven't really gotten to bask in Josiah's excellence a little bit. Seeing him up there battling for a podium, it's refreshing. Graduate of the ESR Academy, of course, Josiah Jerome. He was the original champion.
They keep swapping places, those two, don't they? I see Nigel Wood has just overtaken Kazchuk.
Indeed, you are correct. Although that is because Kazchuk is in the pit lane. He's in to serve his...
Well, he did it the easy way. All right.
He did do it the easy way. So we got 11 cars yet to pit. So it's basically Thierolf down to Wolf. Everyone below that has handled their business.
Oh, there's a nice slide there on the corner. I missed that. Costa and Rigel.
Indeed. And also, while I was looking at the timing charts, Josiah fell way back. You guys saw it, and I didn't. Costa's in the pit lane, and so is Dirk Greschel. So second place up for grabs in the pit lane. Let's see if Dirk can keep it, or if Costa can maybe make up some ground here in the pits. We'll keep it focused here. It's not really a particularly great battle going on right now, so let's enjoy the mechanics getting to show off their stuff. Try to make it happen.
You mean standing there having a joint while the car's stationary?
Indeed. Animated pit crews, not a thing here in Race Room, but you can see the jack working.
Well, they're animated, but they're not actually doing anything.
All right, Greschel's out. Costa's jumped him. Antonio Costa jumping Greshel in the pit lane.
Stomp him into the ground.
That could be second place for the Portuguese driver. For now, it's ninth place. But, once the pit stops, I'll cycle out. Al, by the way, in the pits.
Is our man still driving through the road?
Well, let's have a look-see here. If we can have a look at Mr. Dave. There he is. The answer would be yes.
Yes. Can't even see any of it now. It's gone.
He's just burrowing along mightily.
He's currently on the tail of Max Simmons. Max may or may not be aware of his presence, but he's there.
Funniest thing ever, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the invisible BMW. Didn't know that for their 100th year anniversary, the BMW folks put on a cloaking device on them. Apparently that was...
Well, if Max Simmons gets a smack up the backside, he's not going to know who the hell did it.
Oh, Tobias Thierolf is in the pit lane, so...
No.
We're going to focus on... Oh, Josiah's in as well. So, Nigel Wood, would you like to take the lead of the race? You would. You're staying out another lap.
Yes, please.
So, Nigel going to the front. I feel like that's going to be a very temporary situation, but hey, man's got a lap led. That's what matters.
Yeah, but you have to lead it for the whole lap for it to count, don't you?
No, you just have to cross the finish line. So the question here basically becomes: is anyone's pit stop beyond the finish line? Because if yes, they led the lap. If no, Nigel's already led a lap.
Thierolf is 5 seconds behind him.
I got about 9 on the master.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing. It was 5 seconds. It's growing.
It's shortening now. As Thierolf has exited the pit lane and is ready to go hunting. Or, well, if we're being honest, he'll probably inherit the lead when Wood hits the next 2 laps.
Yeah.
That's it. There is a... Well, there is a fair amount of time left in the pit window, so if he wants to, he could ride it for a while.
Yeah, Max Simmons has also got a pit off that top crew, as well as Mr. Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Max Simmons will never pit.
Dave Crew's been in, so I think we're down to just Nigel Wood and Max Simmons.
I think they have to pit, don't they?
They do. Well, technically they don't, but the penalty for not pitting is quite large. There you are, Nigel Wood in the pits.
Called a big fat DQ.
I don't think it's a DQ, it's a big fat time penalty. And it's a time penalty that is larger than the actual pit stop will take, not to mention any tire advantage that the people who did pit will have them.
I did see a guy the other week.
Oh, what's Nigel? Week. Oh no, Nigel overshot his pit box. He's had to back up. He had to back up in the pit lane.
I saw a guy do 12 hours on his own in the car.
Oh Lord, that's insane.
Yeah,
I could never, even with my body fully functional, I ain't doing that.
And he knew he was going to get a DQ because you have to change drivers at least once.
It was kind of like the Blancpain Sprint Series a couple years ago had a older gentleman named Stephen Earle as one of the drivers, and he had taken ill before the race. So his teammate Claudio Van Dam, I think it was something Van, was out there racing around, basically going to the absolute limit of the time zone to try to be like radio back to the pit. Is Steve okay? Is Steve gonna take this car?
Yeah, some people have got amazing stamina. I mean, I don't know why I could have done that 12 hours. And he was in the top 10.
That's insane. That is insane. My hat tips to that fine individual. Nigel Wood, by the way, has fallen to the back of the pack. We've lost a couple of cars, apparently, in the pit stops. Clyde Britton is out. What? Bertrand Barrier is out. Raul Valoria is out. Dave Crew is out, which we might have a theory as to why that is.
Now, come on, you're Canadian. Say it properly. It's oot, not out.
I say out.
I've been out about the house.
Also,
And-
technically speaking, a Serbian who has lived.
Wow, we're gonna have you deported.
Please don't. I don't want to go back.
Well, don't blame you. It's bloody cold over there.
It's the cold's not the problem.
Oh, well, you're in Canada, which is also cold.
Yeah, Canada's colder.
It's
Certainly
only -1 here today.
Northern Alaska. Yeah, I'll have some of that. No, thank you.
It's quite warm here today, actually. We're 4 degrees outside Celsius, but there's snow everywhere. So while I was out for my my walk, I was having to scale the freaking snowbanks that they've got piled up wherever the sidewalk ends.
Yeah.
It's quite amusing. I'm sure a couple of people driving past have a real kick out of watching me try to scale the freaking snowbanks, like slide them down. It's good workout.
Could have filmed it for us and put it on YouTube. 100 funniest fails.
I didn't fail today, so there wasn't anything that funny.
Yeah, but
I made it down.
Yeah, they do it anyway, don't they? They just call them failures even though they're not.
So with all the pit stops handled, Tobias Thierolf leads by 16 seconds over Antonio Costa. RWB Rigel's up in 3rd place. And then you have and then you have battle here with Russell right on his tail.
Right up there, yeah.
Josiah Jerome is slipped back to 5th place. Andrew D is 6th, followed by Rene Ermer. Jake Wilson, Magic Kazchuk, Max Simmons, Andreas Wolk, Mad Al, and Nigel Wood at the back. We saw Nigel Wood miss his pit stop box. I imagine that was the problem. By the way, Simmons keeps up his record of being the last guy to pit. Once again.
You gonna win? Watch this.
It's gonna be impressive if he does, because he's in 10th place right now, and he's we're near the front.
He's over a minute behind.
Indeed. And this is the only battle really going on right now, so congratulations, Dirk and Rigel. You're kind of gonna be the stars for next.
Isn't that sweet? Ooh. Dirk having a little sniff down the outside there, I saw.
VW Bank car, that is the Bruno Spengler car, versus the, I don't know what the sponsor for Jamie Green's car is. Maybe I always thought it was a horrendous miss by DTM to have a driver named Jamie Green and never put him in a green car. That seems like an obvious answer, but they didn't do it.
Maybe because they couldn't find a shade called Jamie Green. They had apple green and lime green.
I believe he had 2 different liveries during his time. So he originally was the Red Bull driver when he came into DTM. So he had the standard Red Bull livery.
Yeah, blue.
And then he adopted this orange livery, which I don't know what the sponsor was. But it was the livery he had for the Red Bull.
Wasn't it Orangina was the sponsor?
Might have been. JB Green, multi-time winner and one of the dominant forces around the Lausitzring DTM history. I think he has the most wins around that track of anybody.
Have you seen the gap that Tyrrell has got above Costa?
17 seconds, yeah, approaching 18. It's large.
Yeah.
Not since the days of Mike Stoffdale.
Yeah, it's almost as big as mine.
It's not the largest gap in the field, though, ironically. There is one larger. Magic Kazchuk has a 23-second lead over Max Simmons. That's the largest gap.
You saying hot tiggity or giggity giggity?
Jake Wilson is on the tail of Rene Ermer. So sorry, Dirk and Rigel, you guys aren't really doing much, so let's check out the other battle that's shaped up here. Pink Panther is on the charge. Jake Wilson.
The Rinky-Dink Panther.
Thinking, yeah, that's the number 22 car, so that's Lucas Auer livery in real life. And of course, we've been through the Matthias Ekstrom stuff. That's what Rene Ermer's got there. 5. Multi-time DTM champion Matthias Ekstrom and World Rallycross champion. The only man to have done both of those things
IRL.
in his career. Yeah.
I love watching Jimmy Broadbent.
the actor?
No, Jimmy. No.
He's a sim racer.
He's a sim racer and real racer.
Relative fan.
Wilson
up the inside. Oh, Irmer not giving up though. He sneaks it back out down the inside for the next turn, but it is going to be Jake Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson gets the job done, but that was a cheeky little move there by Irmer to try to get him back.
Yeah, this Jimmy guy won the Praga Cup in only his second year.
Very talented man behind the wheel.
He's done all right.
Not the king of sim racing. That would still be Jan Mardenborough, but because Mardenborough, of course, is one of the few guys who turned his sim racing career into a legitimate, like, long-term motorsports career.
Well, that's kind of what Jimmy's doing.
Yep, that's why. Well, there's a couple of people. There's also the guys who drive for Team Jensen Rocket in British GT.
Yeah,
and a couple others. Mardenborough made like a properly long career out of it. Like he's the gold standard right now. Give it enough time, somebody will come around who does more. Norby Miklish, I guess, would be a candidate. He was a big star in the Hungarian esports scene, and that ended up parlaying him into a drive in WTCC and now in WTCR.
Yeah. Jimmy's close to getting a drive with BMW on the new M4s. He's close to it, but I don't know if it's going to happen this season.
Dirk Greshel putting the pressure on RWB Rigel. I get the feeling from talking with Rigel and also having done some commentary on him, that man is pretty much unflappable when it comes to defense.
Oh, yeah.
And that means that, Mr. Dirk Greshel, you've got your work cut out for you.
You certainly have. I think Dirk knows him well enough as well. I haven't spoken to him in Discord often enough.
So only 13 cars still running. That is a little bit of a disappointment.
I expected everybody to be in the ball by now. Just the lack of effort out there, I guess.
I mean, Dave Crew might be in the wall, and we just don't know it.
Maybe went under the wall.
Well, I've got Dave Crew showing now is 5 laps behind, and
yes, he retired a little while ago. I imagine because of whatever was going on with his connection.
Yeah.
Not the only one today. So the battle for third place really is the only battle going on right now. So get comfy, everybody. We're riding with Rigel and we're riding with Dirk Greshel for a little bit.
No, well,
down the inside, tucks back in.
Riding with Rigel and driving with Dirk.
21 seconds, by the way, is the gap at the front. Tobias Thierolf over Antonio Costa now.
What's that word that goes before the exclamation? Me?
Rounding off the top 10, we got Josiah Jerome, Andrew D, Jake Wilson, Renee Irmer, Magic Kashchuk, Max Simmons. And everybody else after that is kind of having their own thing. I mean, I do suspect Nigel Wood is going to be at some point on the tail of Matt Al. He's about 2 seconds back right now. And he is lapping about 2 seconds a lap faster. So by the end of this lap, he'll probably be parked up on the back of Matt Al. We'll pop in on that at some point.
I'm just waiting for someone to T-bone the guy in 15. Just to say they've driven into the barrier.
A lot of people have had that experience. Bertrand has been involved in a couple of tussles over his time with ESR and RWB. He's a man who drives quite hard, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Sorry, I thought I'd do some sound effects for a moment. Because we don't get none. You lucky listeners get to hear all the engine sounds and the screeches and the squeals.
We could hear the engines and stuff, but
It's
you'd also then hear all the voices.
Yeah,
It would probably drive you mad.
Yeah, especially as they're coming in nearly 30 seconds behind.
Oh, we got a fight. Magic Kazchuk is caught up to Rene Ermer, a battle of Red Bull on Red Bull action. Got the Audi versus the BMW. Addy Ekstrom versus Marco Witt. And also, Nigel Wood has overtaken Mad Al. That happened very suddenly.
Yeah.
Chuck overtakes Rene Ermer there. Rene seems to be slipping back. We saw him lose out to the Pink Panther of Jake Wilson earlier, and now he has lost out to Kazchuk.
The ring keeping back.
Reschel is once again right on Rigel's bumper, but has yet to really find a way past.
As you say, he's unflappable.
I get that opinion. I don't have a lot of experience racing against Rigel. He's a faster driver than I am, and we have shared the track. I've been nowhere near him. But
well, I have, but only when he's passing me.
Whenever he's been near me, it's a blue flag is but that.
Well, yeah, it's because he's passing you.
No, I overtook him a couple of times, but he was in a GT4 car. I was in a GT3 car. So.
Well, that's cheating.
Not exactly a fair fight.
No.
Although I will forever maintain that I send Mike Stockmill a screenshot of me overtaking him under blue flags every so often. Like, look at that! Look at that! He's like, you're in a GT3 car. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
Might as well put him on a push bike. Richard's getting a bit loose there, isn't he, now and again?
Yeah. I'm used to seeing Dirk be like a really smooth driver. So he's really pushing it to the limit, trying to find a way past Rigel. Don't blame him. There's a podium at stake, and he's got quite a cushion to Josiah Jerome, about 9.5 seconds. So, he can push. He would like to, and we know he's got pace. He was second in practice, qualified very, very well. He had a great start to this race and just had a bad pit stop, I think. Was second for the pit stops.
Yes, so lovely wife and kids.
So he would love to get on that podium. Pick up Nigel Wood, who's caught up to the back of Andreas Wolf. This battle for 11th place.
Which one of you sods has nicked my lighter? Oh, there he is.
I believe that's two Mercedes. No, that's the BMW bank car. Wolf is in the BMW. And Nigel, what was that? It was off the track and I was gonna say, rather than overtaking Andreas Wolf, he lost a spot there, but apparently that was a lapping car. So, did not lose a spot. He did end up off the track. Dirk's on the attack again, but I think we've seen this song and dance a couple of times.
Couple of dozen times.
He's yet to really make a lot of noise about the matter.
Yeah, well, he's not going to make the noise until he actually gets past, at which point he goes, "Ray!"
Yes.
Oh, we got Enric Germer in chat. What up, Henrik?
Ah, Henrik. I've always been wondering that. Is Henrik and Renee's father? I've always wondered that. And I know they're related.
He has actually just stated that in chat.
Damn proud. I knew there was like I don't know why. I think I was told that they were uncle nephew. I'll take the father son kind of. So, I would say it's nice to have your dad cheering for you, but then again, my father cheering for me was bad.
My dad cheering for me through my bedroom my bedroom door wasn't much fun either.
Well, my dad was just like really, really loud, and of course, anyone with the same name as me on my soccer teams did not like me because, well, he could remember their names. There was one year I was on a Coach Riddall's team, and Coach Riddall's son is also named Michael. We had a third Michael on the team, Mike Mitchell, and Mike Mitchell after every game is like, I hate both so much, because the coach and my dad are both screaming at him because they can remember his name.
Yeah. My dad was called Michael. He was not.
On the bright side, we did win the championship.
He was not a nice person, my dad. There we go.
Did win the city championship. So hey, a lot of screaming on the soccer pitch. It does work.
This battle is
still going on, but like it's a low simmer, like a Sean Strickland fight. We're like
Barbara Strickland.
There might be something that happens here. There might not be. Nigel Wood is catching up to Andreas Wolf again. So if he gets within a half second, we'll pop back and look at that fight. Keep an eyeball on it.
Meanwhile, we have a 25-second lead at the front.
We do. Officially, by the way, the largest gap in the field is now Thirol to Costa. The longest time, it was Irmer to Simmons. It has finally changed hands, that dubious distinction. Oh, Wood's on the attack. We pop back to the Euronics car. Battles with BMW Bank car. Well, one of the BMW Banks. I think we have like 3 BMW Bank cars out there, so really sure why that's such a popular livery. I like it because it's a Canadian driver, but
because it's black, mate.
There are other black cars.
Yeah,
black is not a livery color that DTM is short in supply.
Black is not a color; it's a shade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a little bit more than you really could pull off there, Nigel. We'll have to wait a couple turns, I think. Oh, loses control, and well, he's gonna have to try and do it all again.
Opens up the gap again. Opens up the gap again.
Jake Wilson catching up to Andrew D. Could be a battle for 6th place down the line here between the Canadian and the Brit. I forget what sponsor Robert Wickens' car has, but obviously Jake Wilson, the BWT Panther. Pink Panther, the water purification processing. I don't even know what BWT does for a time period. It still is. They were very, very active in motorsports.
What? BWT brings water, thicko.
There you go. Proof that sponsoring race cars doesn't actually get me to learn what your product is.
No. Unless it says Duracell on it, you haven't got a clue.
Oh well, I mean, no, there are ones. I mean, I can figure out what BW Bank is. That's kind of easy.
Well, Best Western Bank.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out. Is there a single liver or like sponsorship deal in motorsports that I legitimately learned what it was off of watching racing? And Maybe a couple of tobacco companies back in the 90s with Formula One, where I was like, what the heck is that?
Well, there's one that I looked up. Which
Wilson's got past him.
He hasn't, has he?
D looked like he gave that one up a little bit. That's a bit weird. Only attack now.
A bit wiggly when he got past as well.
I know there's a championship going on with the teams, Mercedes versus Audi versus BMW, but like I can't help but like, granted, we only caught the end of that. I didn't think there was going to be an overtake happen, but it looked like D just kind of let him pass. Is there I don't know, some kind of team order, manufacturer order? Like, progress there?
I don't know. Whoa! He's wiggling again.
Nigel Wood all over the back of Andreas Wolf. Trying to get that 11th spot. He's gotten up here before, and then he kind of effed it up. So let's see if he can do it this time.
Yeah, that thing about learning who a sponsor is, Bybit, I think, is the only one that I've learned of by Googling it. So I didn't know it was
Renee is in the pit lane.
I didn't know Bybit was one of these silly Bitcoin thingies.
Rene Ermer in the pit lane. He's not out.
What?
Oh, what's the deal there?
Damage?
Miscalculation of fuel, perhaps.
That's true as well. I mean, last lap near enough.
Might have been running empty, but he is still running as far as I can tell, and has rejoined the field. He was in the pits for a very short time, so I suspect it was just a quick splash and dash. But
yeah, that must have hurt.
Yes, that did. I mean, that's dropped him out of the top 10. Nigel Wood is all over the back of Andres. Well, everything's kicking off now. In fact, Rene Ermer is right in front of the battle between Wood and Wolf. So that could become a three-way fight. Reschel's still up on RWB Rigel. And RWB Rigel is now all over the back of Antonio Costa. Third, fourth, and fifth. Second, third, fourth on the line. I do think Wood is probably our most likely to get the overtake done, so we'll ride with him for a bit. But I am watching the timing screen with great anticipation. Here we go. Greshel's going for it.
Right. Is the clock over?
Side by side with, yep. It's next time across the finish line, and we are done. Greschel onto the podium. Not a moment too soon. Nigel Wood going for it. Rene Ermer is going very, very slowly, apparently. He's incredibly under danger now. Keeping an eye on the battle up ahead.
Ooh.
Nose to tail.
Yeah, Nigel was almost bump drafting through there.
Oh, he's got him.
He's got him.
Down the inside at the final corner. Nigel Wood finally gets the job done. Checkered flag out. Man who gets it all today is Tobias Thierolf.
Yeah, not many.
Second place will go to Antonio Costa as they come to the line. Dirk Reschel will join him on the podium. RWB Rigel relegated to fourth. Bad day for Mercedes. Said Jake Wilson is the best finishing Mercedes in sixth place. Josiah Jerome coming across the line. There is Jake, who is the top Mercedes today. So big day for Audi, big day for BMW. Not a big day for Mercedes. Andrew D comes across in seventh place. And then Magic Cash Chuck in the Red Bull liveried BMW.
That's an excellent first name, that is Magic.
Max Simmons comes in ninth place. Rene Ermer hangs on to 10th ahead of Nigel Wood, Andreas Wolf, and Mad Al. Everybody else is out of the race. 13 finishers here today. Dominant display by Tobias Thierolf.
Not many.
And, well, gentlemen, do you have anything else to add before we call it a night here?
That was King Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ordering pizza.
Thierolf with the fastest lap, by the way, 38.53. Did anyone else get to 38? The answer is no. The next fastest lap was a 39.215.
Dang.
I've got 2.4 here.
204, you said?
No, 240.
There's a
From-
215 there. That was up on.
Oh, is
the
it
chart.
further down? Oh, I see. It's further down.
Let me see. I got the up there. 215 is on RWB Rigel.
Well, he was doing well. Got to be said.
Indeed. So that is all we got for you here, everybody. Oh, in fact, you may not even be able to hear me right now because I think the OBS has gone on to the next thing. I don't think we have anything to pimp, so I think we're done. Okay. Well, I have